Mangalacharan so far?
No, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
So, Hare Krishna. So please begin.
Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadameham Dadati Sopadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansa Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanitam Swam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिते नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. So we will begin the second verse. As we discussed that the first three verses are the most important verses. This sets the prelude to the entire Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And anyone remembers what does the first verse establish? Janmadiyasya we discussed for so many days. Yes, Ramya?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, vastu nirdesh and namaskar.
Vastu nirdesh and namaskar. Very good. Very good. Okay. If you take it from Mangalacharan. So what is the vastu nirdesh in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in the first verse?
Vasudev, Lord Vasudev, Krishna is...
Yeah. Yeah. The object and the subject of this great epic of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the son of Vasudeva. So this first verse is also it gives us this Nirbandha Tattva. And the second verse that we will discuss today, that speaks about the glories of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And also it gives the Abhideya Tattva. That what are the actions must perform to achieve the desired goal. And the third verse will give us the goal of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the prayojan. A very, very important verse, another verse to memorize. All of us, I hope you have practiced the first verse. All of you have memorized the first verse. Ganesh Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, we have memorized.
Practice. If you really want to memorize, every day at least 2-3 times repeat. How much time it will take? Just few seconds. Who would like to repeat the first verse without saying and without making errors? Pranab Prabhu, you recite.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadiyasya yataha anvayaditaratascha artheshu avigna swarak tene brahmaridayadi kavayo yat mohayanti suraya तेजोवारिमिदं यथा विनिमय यत्र तिसर्ग अमृष धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि.
Yes, very good.
Hare Krishna.
Very good. Till the time I am opening, someone else would like to report. Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. बोलिए.
जन्माद्यस्य अतः अन्मयाद् इतरतस्य चार्थेषु अविघ्नस्वराट् तेन ब्रह्म हृदये आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूर्यः तेजवारी मृदं यथा विनिमयो तेजवारी मृदं यथा विनिमयो yatra trisargas
Yatra will not come so many times in the first verse. It will come in today's verse. It will come in today's verse. Yatra will come 3 times in today's verse, not in the verse that you have memorized. So, atra trisargo amrisha
dhamna hispena
sada nirasta. You are not practicing. Are you daily in the morning, evening, reciting and writing? You are not doing that. No pain and no gain. This formula or this principle never changes in life. There will be no change in life. This is what we have to change. What we have to change? We have to change our conceptions and perceptions. Okay, this is the next verse. Verse number 2. Very, very important verse. This verse gives us the glories, and also, as I said, it gives us the action plan, what we have to do, and what is the position of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and where it can uplift a practitioner. So I will gradually read each word and then I will recite the verse so that you pick the word properly. Dharmaḥ projjhita-kaitavo atra paramo nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ vedyaṁ vāstavam atra vastu śivadaṁ tāpa-trayonmūlanam śrīmad-bhāgavate mahā-muni-kṛte parair īśvaraḥ sadyo hṛdy avarudhyate atra kṛtibhiḥ śuśrūṣubhis tat-kṣaṇāt. Please forgive me because my throat is really bad, but I didn't want to miss the class. So I am tempted to speak. But this is very, very beautiful word in a very poetic meter. Today, because of my disease condition, the condition soul is always diseased. But it's a very, very beautiful verse. Dharma projjhita-kaitavo atra paramo nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ vedyaṁ vāstavam atra vastu śivadaṁ tāpa-trayonmūlanam śrīmad-bhāgavate mahā-muni-kṛte parair īśvaraḥ sadyo hṛdy avarudhyate atra kṛtibhiḥ śuśrūṣubhis tat-kṣaṇāt. So let us understand this verse. Initial verses are long verses. So it talks about dharmaḥ. Dharma means religion or religious principles. So what Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam does, projjhita-kaitavo, it completely rejects or it completely kicks out. What it kicks out? Kaitavo. Kaitavo means the cheating religion. So all those religions which cheat the human race from its ultimate goal, they are all completely rejected and completely kicked out. And what is that Kaitavo dharma? Kaitavo dharma is covered by fruitive intention. It is dharmaḥ proho. Proho means that it is completely eliminating. It is vehemently rejecting the path of religion that does not bestow the highest goal of religion, which is love of the Lord. Prabhupada said that what is dharma? Dharma means to know God and to love Him. And what it means to love is to serve Him. So any religion which does not bestow that ultimate goal or that ultimate fruit to the practitioner, that has been completely kicked out. So what are those religions? Those religions which are covered by fruitive intention. So we see the Vedas, 96% of the Vedas is karmakana. So as we discussed even in the last verse, now also Prabhupada will, it is coming here. So this religion uplifts the hearer, the reader, the practitioner, or the follower of Bhagavatam to go beyond all such religion which does not allow him to come to the highest level of religion, which is the love of the Lord. So it kicks out the sakam karma. It also kicks out the promise of liberation. How Acharyas speak that the prefix pro, you see, dharma projjhita-kaitavo. The prefix pro, it rejects also the path which is promising for liberation. So sakam karma is what? What is sakam karma? It is artha, sakamaha, that which will allow you to get some fruit or some benefit or some material motive. So that is kamaha. So why do people perform dharma? To get kamaha, that is rejected. Or why do people perform dharma? If they are elevated, then they perform dharma to achieve moksha. That is also kicked out. Both is kicked out from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, completely rejected. Where it is rejected? Atra, herein. You see, 3 times the word herein comes, which is atra. So dharma projjhita-kaitavo. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam propounds the highest religion, and it completely rejects all the cheating religion. And for whom this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is to be accepted and followed, and what Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam will deliver? Paramo nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ. Paramo means the supreme or the highest. And to whom this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam will be revealed or can be relished or can be practiced by those who are having this qualification. Like we were discussing, that who can receive the transcendental knowledge. What were the qualifications for receiving the transcendental knowledge? Last session, 3 qualifications Krishna said. Shraddhavan labate tat-kṣaṇāt. He should be faithful, Shraddhavan. He should be tat-para. He should be very keen, eager, enthusiastic. And sañyatendriya. But what is the qualification to receive Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? Here it is mentioned. Paramo nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ. Nirmat means one who is without. And matsara. Matsarata means envy or evil or wicked-mindedness. So one who is completely free or one who is completely purified from all kind of envy and evil and all wicked deeds. And he is satāṁ. Satāṁ means pure-hearted. Pure-hearted person means one who is devoted and dedicated to the Supreme Lord, pure devotee. So this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is for those who are nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ, pure devotees, whose heart is free from all malice. And for them, they have kicked out the 4 religious order of karma-kāṇ. Why do people practice dharma? It's for kama and artha and moksha. So all of it is kicked out from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Very interesting. Krishna says, sarva dharmani parityajya. So what are the dharmas to be rejected? Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam details. All those dharma which entail one and fruitive activity. That is artha and kama. And also all those dharma which bestow moksha or liberation. So all this is to be parityajya. So this is where Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, I said that where Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam begins. This is the beginning. That is the final instruction of Krishna. Sarva dharmani parityajya. But here in the beginning it is being said that dharma projjhita-kaitavo. And who will relish or who will practice it? Who are nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ. And having accepted it, what it will bestow? Vedyaṁ, vāstavam, atra, vastu, śivadaṁ. It is understandable. It is factual. What is understandable and what is factual? This Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Again, the word is atra. Atra means hearing for Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And what it will bestow? Atra vastu. What substance? Śivadaṁ. Śivadaṁ means all auspiciousness. One who is practicing the path of pure devotional service, Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu treatise, he says that the first thing is śubhadaṁ. Śubhadaṁ means all auspiciousness. So one who is practicing the process of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, for what he will be able to understand, and he will know the substance of all auspiciousness. All auspiciousness will be invoked in his heart, in his life. How? tāpa-trayonmūlanam. The Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam completely eliminates the influence and the effect both. What? Tāpaha. What kind of tāpa? Tāpa we see. What is tāpa? Is sufferings. Trayonmūlanam. And what kind of tāpa we experience in this material world? There are 3 tāpas. 3 vidha. You all know what are the 3 vidha. Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, and Adhyatmika. The miseries which are arising from one's own mind and body. The miseries which are inflicted by others. And the miseries which are inflicted by the demigods and other controllers. So all of it, tāpa-trayonmūlanam. Unmūlanam means it is removed from the root. It is completely rooted out. And the glory of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So first, here the first 2 lines is speaking about that who will receive this Bhagavatam, or who is a eligible and fit candidate to receive the message of this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and what blessings he will get. And the third speaks about the author. That is Śrīmad-Bhāgavate mahā-muni-kṛte किं वा परे ईश्वरे साध्यो हृदय अवरुध्यते atra kṛtibhiḥ śuśrūṣubhis tat-kṣaṇāt. Śrīmad-Bhāgavate mahā-muni-kṛte. So who is mahā-muni-kṛte? That is Srila Vyasadeva. He is not an ordinary Muni. He is the Mahā-Muni. He is the literary incarnation of the Supreme Lord. So he has in his final conclusion. So this is very important to understand this aspect of why Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the final word in all Vedic literatures. Why it is called the Amal Puran? Because it is mahā-muni-kṛte. This is the final presentation of Srila Vyasadeva. Like some of you have done PhD. So in PhD you have given some thesis. While you were doing your MSc, you might have also given some thesis. You would have given some presentations. While doing your graduation, you might have also done some project, some thesis, some presentation. But now, can you compare your thesis of BSc and MSc with your PhD thesis? Which one is the final? The one that you have submitted in your PhD. That is the final. Because that is the conclusion of what you had already done before. So here it is said that Śrīmad-Bhāgavate mahā-muni-kṛte. This is the final conclusion of all the scriptures given by Srila Vyasadeva. And it is kiṁ vā parair īśvaraḥ. So where is the need? Where is the want of any other literature other than Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? And what this Bhāgavatam bestows? What is the benefit of study of Bhāgavatam? Sadyo hṛdy avarudhyate atra. Sadyo means that at once. And hṛdy means in the heart. And avarudhyate means become manifest. Prabhupada is saying here, becomes compact. Who? The Supreme Lord. How? To the pious men who are śuśrūṣubhis, tat-kṣaṇāt, who have developed the habit of hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So those pious men or those fortunate men who have śuśrūṣubhis, Prabhupada is saying here by culture, but what is the culture? The culture is of hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. It will become more evident when we see the translation and the purport and some of the Acharya commentaries. So completely rejecting, let's see the translation now. Have you understood the verse to some extent? If you have understood the verse, you will be able to easily memorize it and you will be able to easily present it anywhere without any difficulty, without seeing the book. One more time I will repeat the verse. So my request is, we will discuss this verse maybe today and tomorrow. So in 2 days, please memorize. Very simple. First verse is dharmaḥ. Dharmaḥ projjhita-kaitavo atra paramo nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ vedyaṁ vāstavam atra vastu śivadaṁ tāpa-trayonmūlanam śrīmad-bhāgavate mahā-muni-kṛte kiṁ vā parair īśvaraḥ sadyo hṛdy avarudhyate atra kṛtibhiḥ śuśrūṣubhis tat-kṣaṇāt. tat-kṣaṇāt. Tat-kṣaṇāt means immediately, instantly, in a moment. What is in a moment? The Supreme Lord is captured in the heart. Let's see the translation. Completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated, Bhagavad Puran propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare. In the last verse, Srila Vyasadeva talked about illusion. What was the line of illusion? In this material world, there is always illusion. What is the illusion? Quickly, you should be knowing the line. Why it is taking so time?
Muhyanti yat surayah.
No, that is not for the illusion. What is the illusion? It is in the third line. Yes, Ramya?
Sargo amrisa.
Tejo vari mridam. That is the illusion.
Pohukam. Pohukam.
Please understand the context. Not just parrot-like word meaning. That will not help you. It is like, what is the illusion? As teja. Teja means fire. Fire is seen in vari, water. And water is seen in earth. So that illusion is there. What is that meaning? That what is temporary, we take it as permanent or actual. And what is actual, we do not accept. But Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it releases us from all types of illusion. This is the highest truth in reality. Everything else is relative. It is changing. It is temporary. But the highest truth which is propounded in the Bhagavatam is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. And such truth uproots the threefold miseries. To the extent, many times people argue, devotees also, aspiring devotees, not very sincere devotees. So they many times question that why it is not uprooting our tāpa-trayonmūlanam. It is mentioned here. The reason is mentioned here. Whose tāpa-traya is being removed? Those who are fully pure in heart. This beautiful Bhagavatam compiled by the great sage Vyasadeva in his maturity. So whatever he has given before, it is already rejected. How it is rejected? That we will see in the 5th chapter, when there will be conversation between Srila Narad Muni and Vyasadeva. So Narad Muni will, in a way, chastise Vyasadeva of giving so much of projjhita-kaitavo religion, dharma, a fruitive activity, sakam karma, even nishkam karma, or jnana yoga, or ashtanga yoga, or even the moksha. So all of it has been rejected. That is why Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam has been presented. So all of it who has rejected and who is practicing this path, this beautiful Bhagavatam compiled by the great sage Vyasadeva is sufficient in itself for God realization. What is the need of any other scripture? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears, this is the culture of śuśrūṣubhis. kṛtibhiḥ śuśrūṣubhis tat-kṣaṇāt. So this is the culture of those who are pure. That they are attentively and submissively hears the message of the Bhagavatam. So by this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within the heart. Such is the glory. So, may I ask you, what is the abhideya tattva here? What is the understanding? What is the abhideya? Are you with me? I hope you are focusing. What is the abhideya?
Propounding of
Yes.
highest truth.
No. Please hear. Yes, Ramendra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Abhidaya means the process.
I am not asking what is abhidheya. I am saying what is the abhidheya action which is recommended here. What is the process recommended here? What we have to do? I am not asking you the meaning of abhidheya. Here, think. Very simple, very straightforward. It is there in the verse, it is there in the translation. Manoram Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Attentively and submissively hearing, Prabhuji.
Yes, that is the culture. kṛtibhiḥ, śuśrūṣubhis, tat-kṣaṇāt. By the culture of attentively and submissively hearing, what is the benefit? The Supreme Lord is captured in the heart. tat-kṣaṇāt. Okay, we will go forward. So have you understood the verse? If there is any doubt, any question or anything to be explained again, please ask before we enter into the purport. Very beautiful verse. So Bhagavatam kicks out all other kind of religions. All other kinds of religion. What are the 4 pillars of all other religions? It's dharma, artha, kama and moksha. And in the beginning, it is kicked out from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. This is paramo nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ. It is vedyaṁ, vastu, atra, śivadaṁ, tāpa-trayonmūlanam. Clear? Is it clear to everyone who are attentively hearing this verse? Yes, Dayashil Prabhu.
Prabhuji, in the third line, Śrīmad-Bhāgavate, mahā-muni-kṛte,
parair īśvaraḥ.
īśvaraḥ, Prabhuji, here, īśvaraḥ, how it is related, Prabhuji? īśvaraḥ.
Parair īśvaraḥ, to know the highest truth. Use your brains. This is what the first verse was talking. What is the purpose of presenting? What is the vastu nirdesh? Is the supreme absolute truth which Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is presenting. So this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, mahā-muni-kṛte, this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam has been presented by mahā-muni, that is Vyasadeva, in his full maturity. This is the final conclusion. Parair. So if you have to realize the supreme absolute truth, you do not need any other Vedic literature. Īśvaraḥ is the supreme absolute truth. To realize that supreme absolute truth, this one literature or this one book is sufficient for highest level of realization. Parair īśvaraḥ. Why do you need anything else? Read the translation, see the relevant portion. Speak. Unmute and speak. The relevant person.
Yes, Prabhuji. This beautiful Bhagavatam, compiled by the great sage Vyasadeva in his maturity, is sufficient in itself for God realization.
Simple.
Yes,
Īśvaraḥ is for the supreme absolute truth. So we have discussed that in the first verse, that it does not hit on any īśvaraḥ, it hits on the supreme absolute truth, who is the cause of all causes. Okay. So to realize that supreme absolute truth, this one book is sufficient. This beautiful Bhagavatam is sufficient. Okay? Okay? Anyone else? I will show you some of the glories from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam itself. I will not enter into the purport today. I'll first establish this verse to some extent. So, as we say, this verse says that rejects all that path of cheating religion. And how Krishna is sadyo, hṛdy, avarudhyate, kṛtibhiḥ. That is mentioned in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam itself, it is mentioned in the verse 11 to 55. Manoram Prabhu, can you show the verse 11 to 55? How the Lord is captured. This will give the meaning of param nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ. This will give a better understanding of what it means. Dharmaḥ projjhita-kaitavo atra paramo nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ. So what is satāṁ satāṁ? 11 to 55. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is the verse. Read the translation. My throat is not so good, so please help me. You read the translation.
Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead is so kind to the conditioned souls that if they call upon Him by speaking His holy name, even unintentionally or unwillingly, the Lord is inclined to destroy innumerable sinful reactions in their hearts. Therefore, when a devotee who has taken shelter of the Lord's lotus feet chants the holy name of Krishna with genuine love, the Supreme Personality of Godhead can never give up the heart of such a devotee. One who has thus captured the Supreme Lord within his heart is to be known as bhagavata-pradhāna, the most exalted devotee of the Lord.
This is what Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is uplifting, and this is what the qualification is. That to become what it means to be param nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ. Satāṁ means a pure devotee. One who has taken shelter of the Lord's lotus feet. And to be able to chant that pure name, what he has to develop? He has to first develop attraction for the Supreme Lord. How that attraction will be developed? By study of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Like this verse is saying, sadyo hṛdy avarudhyate. That in his heart the Supreme Lord is captured. And here it is saying that the Supreme Personality of Godhead can never give up the heart of such a devotee. One who has captured the Supreme Lord within his heart is to be known as bhagavata-pradhāna. So that satāṁ is that bhagavata-pradhāna, the most exalted devotee of the Lord. And not by any other dharma. All other dharma have been already clearly rejected. If we see the verse in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it is 11, 12, 1 and 2. 11, 12, 1 and 2. So how to come to that stage? The stage that we saw of param nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ. Yeah, very beautiful verse. So Krishna is saying how he cannot be captured. Here in this verse we are discussing how Krishna is captured. And in this verse Krishna is saying how he can never be captured. Okay, the verse is very beautiful. Okay, see the translation.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Uddhava, by associating with my pure devotees, one can destroy one's attachment for all objects of material sense gratification. Such purifying association brings me under the control of my devotee. One may perform the Ashtanga Yoga system, engage in philosophical analysis of the elements of material nature, practice non-violence and other ordinary principles of piety, chant the Vedas, perform penances, take to the renounced order of life, execute sacrificial performance, and dig wells, plant trees, and perform other public welfare activities, give in charity, carry out severe vows, worship the demigods, chant confidential mantras, visit holy places, or accept major and minor disciplinary injunctions. But even by performing such activities, one does not bring me under his control."
By performing, see the list. It's a very exhaustive list. That not by performing Ashtanga Yoga system. Engage in philosophical analysis, that is the Jnana Yoga. Practice non-violence and other ordinary principles of piety. Chant the Vedas. Perform penances. Take to renounce or whatever. So all of it is rejected by the Lord. But what is accepted, that is very, very revolutionary, is śuśrūṣubhis. Just by the process of attentive and submissive hearing. So such is the power of hearing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Amongst the 5 limbs, okay, you can stop the share. Amongst the 5 limbs of very potent devotional service, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is the first item? He says, sadhu sangha. And what is the second item? Nam Sankirtan. And what is the third item? Devashish, what is the third item? You are hearing for so many days. You should be aware. Otherwise, kaitavo. बोलो, अनम्यूट करो और बोलो. भक्ति के 5 प्रधान अंग क्या हैं जो चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने बताया? पहला है साधु संग, यहाँ बताया. इस वर्ष में भी अभी मनोराम प्रभु ने पढ़ा. In the association of my pure devotees. And in sadhu sang, what we do? Nam Sankirtan. Last verse was glorifying Nam Sankirtan. And what are the other? What is the third one? इतना टाइम लोगे तो क्लास ओवर हो जाएगी, टाइम ओवर हो जाएगा. Ganesh Prabhu, what is the third item?
Bhajana Kriya Prabhuji, devotional service.
No. What is the Mahaprabhu has specified in Bhajan Kriya? What is Bhajan Kriya? Pradeep Prabhu, those who are not giving their attention, I am asking them. Pradeep Prabhu.
Will you attend to hearing?
No. Attentive hearing of what? I have given you such a big hint. Why Manini Mataji and Madan Swarup Prabhu, your videos are off? This is attentive hearing.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat.
Why did you switch off your video? When you know I
Sorry.
don't like.
Yes.
We don't want to follow the process. It is said it is attentive and submissive hearing. Video off is attentive hearing. Then how the process will work? It will never work. If you don't want to hear, don't hear. It is your choice. What is the third?
Prabhuji, Bhagavat, listening Bhagavat.
Bhagavad Shravan. Bhagavad Shravan. But what is Bhagavad Shravan? We have to learn from Parikshit Maharaj. We do not hear like him. How the Lord will be captured in our heart? The material desires will always capture our heart. Because there is no scope, there is no space we want to leave for Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to enter. So how it will enter? So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it captures, it removes all material motivations and establishes the Supreme Lord Krishna in his most prominent form of Vasudeva in the heart of the sincere listener. So that is the glory of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So that is the process, the abhideya, which is being revealed in this verse. Okay? Any other discussion or question? From tomorrow, I'll take the purport. We've understood to some extent the verse, and please memorize the verse. Write it. If you write it 10 times, you will memorize it. But if you don't take the pen, then you don't gain. The verse remains in the book. Nothing enters the heart. See, even a 6-month-old, 10-month-old child can hear. That is the benefit. How Prahlad Maharaj became such a pure devotee? What process of devotional service did he perform? He was born a pure devotee. Before coming into this world, he became pure devotee. How he became pure devotee? What he did? Yes, Ramya?
Hearing in the womb of his mother, Prabhuji.
He was hearing from Narad Muni. Mother could not hear. The official hearer was Mother, Kayadu. But she could not hear. And you know why she could not hear? Who will answer? Narad Muni was giving discourse 1-to-1. There was only one person hearing. That was Kayadu Devi. And Narad Muni was speaking. But Kayadu did not get the benefit. The benefit was received by by Prahlad Maharaj, who was in the womb of Kayadu. Why? Because Kayadu was always thinking about her husband, Hiranyakashipu. She was not hearing what Narad Muni was saying. So this is Prabhupada's translation. It's a glorious translation. It says by the culture of knowledge. And how this knowledge is received? By attentive and submissive hearing. Okay, I need to have some discussion to penetrate into the verse. Otherwise, I will just keep speaking. And I don't know how much is attentive hearing or passive hearing. So it says it rejects. So one who wants to receive this platform of pure satāṁ, nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ, he has to reject all those actions, all those activities which are imbued with fruitive motives, fruitive desires. All the processes of jnana yoga, karma yoga, ashtanga yoga, and so many. Manoram Prabhu read that verse. Then one can come to taste the relish of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And what is the relish of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? That is explained in the next verse. That is the goal of Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. So I'm stopping here. I don't see anyone, making any relevant query. I don't know why. Yes, Manoram Prabhu.
Prabhuji, this is from the purport discussion in previous verse. Prabhupada said that about this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it was spoken in Padma Purana also, Prabhuji. So, means Bhagavatam was compiled after all the Puranas, or also it means there was some confusion.
No, this is in the purport of 1.1.1, right?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji.
I have to see the reference, which paragraph it is. Where the paragraph begins, you tell me.
Prabhuji, I think I can read. It is
Yeah, you tell me.
1, 2,
You are reading from the
3.
book or from the...
From book, Prabhuji, from book.
I have the book with me. So feel free to tell me which paragraph.
It will be above the last 2 paragraphs, Prabhuji. It will be on 3rd number paragraph.
Last third paragraph. Huh?
Yeah, it is saying there is reference to the Bhagavatam in other Puranas also.
1 second.
Some Mayavadi scholars are
Yes.
starting with some
Some
Mayavadis.
Mayavadis. That is what you were saying? Yes. Sridhar Swami points out that there is a reference to the Bhagavatam in many of the oldest Puranas. So try to understand that the reference of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is there in the other Puranas. So what it means? Today you are doing a thesis, and in your thesis you are giving some reference. So your thesis has come first, or the reference that you are giving has come first?
Reference, Prabhuji.
Where is the confusion?
Means the conclusion given in Bhagavatam is also spoken in other Puranas, Prabhuji, in some aspects.
1 minute. Let me complete this sentence. Sridhar Swami is the greatest authority of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has accepted. Sridhar Swami points out that there is a reference of Srila Prabhupada also referred the commentary of Srila Sridhar Swami while giving this commentary, although he took the commentary of Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur prominently. A reference to the Bhagavatam in many of the oldest Purana. The first sloka of the Bhagavatam begins with the Gayatri Mantra. What is the Gayatri Mantra? In the first verse, Balaram Prabhu, I discussed about it.
Yes, Prabhuji, it is Satyam Param Dhimai.
Very good. You have studied the purport. Very good. Please find time. There is sufficient time. There is more time required than we need. But the problem is neither we are attentive nor we have interest. Tomorrow again is a holiday. Do you have holiday tomorrow? Full day is off. Saturday is off. Sunday is off. If you see now, calendar year out of 365 days, how many days you are working? Not even 240 or 230. Time is there, but the problem is because of the lower modes, we have no inclination or interest. So here, there is a reference to this in the Matsya Purana, which is the oldest Purana in that Purana. Reference to the Gayatri month in the Bhagavatam. So please, this is not what you are making a, interpretation of it. It says that Bhagavatam mentions about the Gayatri mantra, and the Gayatri mantra is also mentioned in the Matsya Purana, which is one of the oldest Purana. Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
It is clear, it is said with reference to the Gayatri mantra in the Bhagavatam, there are many narrations of spiritual instructions beginning in the Gayatri mantra. And there is the history of Vritasura. So Vritasura history is definitely there. Just see, this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is eternal. It is always narrated in the spiritual world. And it is also narrated in the heavenly planets. But there, its volume and size is much more. How did Narad Muni receive Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? Did he receive from Vyasadeva? He gave it to Vyasadeva. So from where did he receive? Yes, Priyanka, where did Narad Muni receive Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam?
Lord Brahma.
Very good. Tena Brahma Hridaya Adi Kaviya. Very good. So the first Bhagavatam class is given by Krishna in the heart of Brahmaji. That is the beginning of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Okay. So what can be oldest than that? Is there anything oldest than that? Nothing. Clear?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Dayashil Prabhu. What is your query?
No, Prabhuji, the one who performs the pure devotional service, here also it is mentioned that there is all auspiciousness also, and also the miseries get reduced. In that also, as you get reference also, there also same thing. I mean, both all auspiciousness and the reduction of the miseries.
You are referring to which verse? You are referring to which verse?
Yes, Prabhuji. In
You are
the
referring-
second verse, the second line, Prabhuji.
Yeah. It says, vedyaṁ vāstavam atra vastu. This is the real thing. Vedyaṁ vāstavam atra vastu, and most importantly, it is understood. Because the real thing is never understood. People are chasing the unreal thing. And it is śivadaṁ. How it is śivadaṁ? tāpa-trayonmūlanam. It uproots. So that does not mean that if you start hearing attentively and submissively, the three with the tap will not exist in this material creation. It will exist. It will be there. But we will not be affected and influenced by it to a large extent. We will not be unsettled by it or impacted by it. It will not influence. That miserable situation will not be there. See, miseries are inevitable, but suffering is optional. A very important principle. Miseries will be there till the time we exist in this material world. But the suffering will not be there. Why? Because we'll be relishing. A devotee is always in relish, in bliss. How? Just by hearing. What is the example? Example is Parikshit Maharaj. He knew in 7 days he will lose his life. I'll share one practical experience with you. I experienced it in my life when I was hospitalized. So there was one lady who was next to my bed, and she had, the last level of cancer. She was not to exist, any longer. So the doctor was very good. So somehow he put her in my room. Although my mother was very much opposing, but the doctor said, प्रभु जी आपके पास रख लेते हैं कि एटलीस्ट ये 2-4 दिन रहेंगी तो कुछ बेनिफिट मिल जाएगा. And I much persuaded her not to cry, not to think of the family members, but just to hear the holy name. But very difficult. She just did not agree. Just could not agree. And neither her family members agreed. So ultimately, no benefit. And then somehow after 3 days, she was shifted to some other bed and she left the world. Then while I was in the hospital, one more young girl came. Her leg was amputated. Very painful situation. Entire night she was crying and her family members were also crying with her. Many times I tried to solace them by saying that, see, karma you cannot change. But whatever now we do will determine our next karma. They could not hear anything. There is no śivadaṁ. No auspiciousness can be invoked. Why? Because they are not willing to hear. So one who is hearing Bhagavatam, so all auspiciousness will be invoked in his heart. And even the miserable situation is there, suffering will not be there. It will relieve and release one from this suffering condition. Material existence means suffering. And how the suffering comes? Through these 3 taps. If you see Bhagavad Gita, also Krishna speaks this. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hani yasya upajayate. How? Prasanna chetata hi asu buddhi paryavatishthati. I think it is 2.64 or 63. Not 64 and 63. Somewhere in the Sthita Prajna. So Krishna is revealing that. What is the difference between a person who is performing devotional practice sincerely and one who is not performing? He will never be miserable. Miserable means he has not taken to the process. He has not taken the path. This is 2.65. Same thing, you see. By Krishna's mercy, he says, Raga dveshe vimukstestu. That is param nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ. One who is free from both attachment and envy and aversion. Such a person is prasadam adhigacchati. This is 6.4 and 6.5. So such a person is hani asya upajayate. Hani asya upajayate. Destruction takes place of what? Of the threefold miseries. And even in material existence. Externally, he may look, he is so much struggling. But internally, he is in a state of bliss, relish. That is what is the blessing and benediction Bhagavatam is, bestowing. Okay. So should not miss. Whatever may be the reason of this world. In any case, everything of this world will be kicked out. Or rather, we will be kicked out. So before we are kicked out, let us receive this nectar of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in our life. Okay. So one more time I am repeating the verse. Tomorrow, before we start the class, I will hear from you. Make a sincere attempt. I memorized the 3 verses in one day. I continued to write and write and write till it was there in the heart. Some effort you have to make. If you don't make an effort, then you don't receive the blessing. As simple as that. Where is Devashish? He is not hearing. I don't see him on the screen now. Anyway. Who would like to recite? Pradeep, you are good in reciting Sanskrit verse. Recite the verse. You can see it on the screen. You have the book with you? You should have. I told you on the first day when we were starting the 10th canto that you should keep the book with you. That is another symptom of being sincere. Yeah, Pradeep, recite. It is there on the screen.
dharma projjhita-kaitavo atra paramo nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ vedyaṁ vāstavam atra vastu śivadaṁ tāpa-trayonmūlanam śrīmad-bhāgavate mahā-muni-kṛte kim va parair īśvaraḥ sadyo hṛdy avarudhyate atra kṛtibhiḥ śuśrūṣubhis tat-kṣaṇāt.
Good. Very good. Very good. You were attempting for the first time. 1 minute. I'll read it finally. projjhita-kaitavo atra paramo nirmatsarāṇāṁ satāṁ vedyaṁ vāstavam atra vastu śivadaṁ tāpa-trayonmūlanam śrīmad-bhāgavate mahā-muni-kṛte parair īśvaraḥ sadyo hṛdy avarudhyate kṛtibhiḥ śuśrūṣubhis tat-kṣaṇāt. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotee. So we'll continue tomorrow. We will read the purport and discuss the purport. Hare Krishna. Tomorrow is a holiday. It's a day off for everyone. So you have time.